Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about Moldavite and how Moldavite's actually getting stronger but more aggressive. This video is extremely interesting. Moldavite's getting super aggressive now. And for everyone who has Moldavite, you might be feeling this. So let me talk straight about what Moldavite does. It clears blockages and it forces you on the path of light and doing things that are good and doing things that are right. Most importantly, it forces you to move yourself closer to God. Moldavite's literally a gift to the earth. God sent Moldavite to us. People say it's from other dimensions and realms. Yes, but God allowed that to happen. It's literally a God sent. So that's why it's the most powerful crystal. It's because it's a crystal that comes down and impacts everything. Some people, and I've been hearing your Moldavite stories, and as of recently, for everyone who has Moldavite, it's been getting like 100 times worse, but it's actually making people better. I'm gonna give you some examples. For someone who has a 15-year-old, 20-year-old, a whole family, perfect. Everything's happening perfectly for them. Perfectly. Let's talk about that word. Everything's happening as they want it to happen. Everything's happening perfectly for that person. Everything in that person's life is developing and moving. And yes, I'm in Florida, so I stay conscious. So in that person's life, everything that they think they're doing is on track. But you have to keep in mind that when you're on the right track, it might be a right track, but it might not be your right track. So when you're on the right track, you'll see everything go right. You'll see everything go smoothly. But like I said, there's more than one right track, but one of the right tracks is supposed to be for you. Let's talk about that in depth. So when you're off the right track, and I made a video about being on the right track, things will be bumpy and shaky, and it'll feel like nothing's out working for you, nothing's working right. But when you're on a right track versus the right track, ooh, Moldavite is there. That's when it gets crazy. So people who have these 18-year-old, for kids, let's just say you have a family full of kids and the kids are grown, you're into your relationship, everything's developed, everything's stable, everything's going well, everything's how it should be, and you get Moldavite and your perfect relationship ends. Maybe that wasn't who you're supposed to be with. Your entire family splits and divides. It's like, what did this crystal just do? Like, people said it's crazy, and that's why I told you guys. I literally told you guys. Don't get Moldavite for yourself unless you feel like you want the world to end or things to feel like they're getting cursed, or because it will literally take you off that wrong track and put you on the right track. And it might take a couple years, it might take a couple months. Woo. But as of recently, and in this video, some people know this, but as of recently, with some of the new planetary alignments and new planetary changes and the vibration of the planet raising, so does Moldavite. Moldavite has, and let's just say someone's stuck on the wrong track. Hey, let's just say someone's stuck on the wrong track, right? And someone is.
Say hi to you, love.
Oh, good to see you. See you soon. Let's just say you're in life and you're not on the right track. You're on a track that seemed to be right, and you got Moldavite, so it's taking your track over here and it's moving you over here. And yes, I know a bunch of people in my area. I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, so a lot of people know me as the Florida Stone Man, not the Florida Stone Man. So, oh, you're popular. Certain crystals are for popularity, okay? I'll talk about videos for crystals like that, such as yellow jade and other crystals, but certain crystals make you very popular. Let's talk about what happens when you're on a right track again. So it'll take you from over here and put you over here. It's wild. It is wild. How wild? It feels like you just got cursed. It just basically resets your life. It's a reset button. It's just hitting the reset button, so your whole life resets. And it's crazy. And some people will end up, unfortunately, some people who are so off track will end up homeless from Moldavite. I'm gonna say like that right now. That energy, if that's what you had to be to go on your right track, because you have to keep in mind your zodiac signs. Your entire astrological chart will hold the roadmap as to where your life path is and where you should be. if you notice, some people who are meant to be football players will get a football player body. Some people who are meant to be basketball players, they'll get a basketball player body. They'll get basketball player hands. Some people who are meant to be runners, they'll get the body of a runner. They'll get the energy, the determination, the hormones of a runner. They'll have a happy. It's like some people who run, they'll just be like, "What is this?" Because that's not your right track. You can practice that, but that's not your track. It's a track, but it's something you might like to do. You might go down that track sometimes, but if you go down that track as like a career or what you're supposed to do, and it has nothing to do with your genetics, your body, etc., where your placements are astrologically, then you'll be put on a track that's not the right track, and you'll be kind of be fighting your entire life. It'll feel like you're developing, but you're going down this track. It's not best serving you. And Moldavite will just rip you out of the ground and rip you over here. It literally ungrounds your entire life. So it will reset your life sometimes. Depending on how, and age is, I never told you guys, age is actually a giant determining factor with Moldavite. The younger you are with Moldavite, the better. The older you are, the more tough it might be. Especially if you've been missing on what track you're supposed to be on your entire life. So let me talk about Moldavite getting more aggressive now. Remember how I just said it rips you? And it feels like you're being cursed when you have Moldavite? Some people are like, I'm staying away from Moldavite. Tell your angels that you're ready for Moldavite and ask the Most High God, okay, please let this become a part of my life when it's meant for me. If you get it for yourself, you can reset yourself. You can safely reset yourself. I'll give you an example. My Moldavite experience, and I never shared my Moldavite experience. I was supposed to go to vet school. I finished undergrad and I started applying to vet schools, and I got Moldavite. Well, I first got it for myself. It didn't do that much. Then it was gifted to me, and I went from being because I always did crystals. I always did everything nature and always helped people with healing and stuff like that. But it literally something happened in the world, and I'm not going to say the event, but it literally ripped that to shreds. It literally shredded it. And I'm someone who just goes with the flow. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Because I'm in the mind frame of everything that happens for me is working out for me, so I'm just enjoying the ride. I don't care how crazy it gets. Some of my people say, hey, Aries energy, and like anytime things get crazy, I'm like, this is working out for me. Somehow this is gonna benefit me. Woohoo! So everything was just getting crazy at the time when I was on a set path to be a veterinarian. Actually finished at the top university in my entire state, University of Florida. If you wonder where some of my biology knowledge comes from, it's from University of Florida. And chemistry knowledge on crystals, that's why I know crystals so well. One of the reasons. But it just ripped apart the path. It shredded it. It destroyed it. It actually went as far as to stopping veterinary classes from even happening. So they all got stalled. In-person classes became online classes. Some classes became never available again. Some professors, etc., etc. I mean, they became available, but not ever the same. Not the same. So it just destroyed the path. I'm like, oh, okay. So I decided, okay, I love crystals so much. I love wearing them so much. I wear 100,000 crystals going into my exams, and I pass the exams with the help of the Most High God and the crystals. Because sometimes I'll not know an answer on a test, and I'd use green aventurine and I'd get the answer right. Little secret, but but it makes you very lucky. The coolest thing ever is it just shredded that path apart. It shredded apart. It felt like life was getting because you have to keep in mind, when you're asking the Most High God to bless you and to put you on the right track, he's gonna, with the energy of Moldavite, he'll rip you out, because that Moldavite energy and just puts me on the right track. So my track is making gemstones for people to heal them. Crystal jewelry that heals people spiritually. Disclaimer, it's not physical. It's not physical. Disclaimer, this is a spiritual video. Okay, cool, made my disclaimer. But Moldavite, especially for people who are above the age of 30 or 40 or even 50, the later you get Moldavite in life, the harder it will hit. Or if you're actually on the right track and you're later in life, then it won't be so bad. So that's why your angels wait for you to get Moldavite, because sometimes you'll gradually move closer to the right track, and then boom, it hits. Let me get back on the topic of it being aggressive. So it's as straightforward as I just said it. Moldavite's getting more aggressive. Something about Moldavite is now it seems mean, but it's not mean. So every single person who has Moldavite right now, your Moldavite's super activating. Like it's tuning itself. It's doing something. It's like you might have a Moldavite in your shelf or whatever, it just gained life. It just became alive. It just started like it. I want to say this example. I don't know what movie it's from. A Moldavite sprouted legs and now it's running around. And another secret about Moldavite, which I actually told in a past video, Moldavite hits your entire area. So it's making your family, everything happen with your family. It's not just impacting you. It'll make everything crazy for your family. It'll literally change your area. Sometimes something will hit your area to change the area. So, but it makes everything for the better. So I'll give you an example. In the Bible, before Noah made the ark, the earth was getting very bad. So God flooded it and it cleaned the earth. So let's just say you have these things that are going on in your life that's very bad. Things will get flooded and you'll have to wait in that ark that you're in for your life to get in the ark that it's supposed to be on. Oh, I love my examples. I love my examples. Woo, that gives me joy. The angels are happy about it too, but woo, I love my Bible examples. Woo, I'm getting better at them. It gives me extreme joy. But the thing with Moldavite, it has that energy. Moldavite has all these different energies. It has the energies of water, fire, earth, and air, but it's hitting you to change you, to put you on the right path. Moldavite's more than people ask for. And I really do think that people who get Moldavite very early on and are very stubborn to actual help, when you have Moldavite and you don't accept that this crystal is going to basically ruin, because it'll basically ruin everything that you think you have going on and put you on where you're supposed to be. It'll be very traumatic sometimes. That's why it's supposed to come to you at a good time. That's what happens. Okay, let's just say you're because for the people who have Moldavite right now and they're on the right track and they have the Moldavite, they're like, what about me? You said Moldavite's getting meaner. It's getting meaner with ripping blockages from whatever's in the way of your gifts. So as above, so below. With the good comes the bad, with the bad comes the good. But for those who have the Moldavite, the bird singing next to my car. Ooh. Singing about Moldavite. I'm in a very good mood today. Very good mood, but with Moldavite, as I acknowledge the bird, it gets louder, but with Moldavite, it will make things so crazy for people who are of light. It'll make things crazy just like for people who are off the wrong track, or people who are getting closer to the light, being pushed closer to the light. Those people who are doing right and who are doing good and who have Moldavite gifted at the right time, those people will be seeing their gifts getting shredded open. Like whatever kind of blocks were in between them and their gifts. So let's just say it was a couple of years of your gifts being very stubborn to open. Oh, surprise! Surprise! Now Moldavite's getting crazy and it's opening your third eye. It's opening your eyes too, because Moldavite, like I said, this video is to warn people and to give you an update on Moldavite. I'm gonna say it again, it's getting more aggressive. If you think it's working out in your favor and you've gotten it for yourself, it will show you. That's it. It's the Moldavite doing it. Because I've talked to 10, 20, 30 people in the past 2 weeks, and everyone who's had Moldavite says something's happening. It's like everything's getting crazy. And I'm guilty of getting Moldavite for myself, then having it gifted to me. Like I said, I don't expect I don't expect 100% of everyone to wait for Moldavite to get gifted to them, but you do have to know the Moldavite is getting extra aggressive. It doesn't matter if you put it in a pouch, in a case, if you hide it, and don't throw out your Moldavite, don't give it away. Let it do its thing. I'd put a bunch of grounding stones around Moldavite. I would do some kind of karmic forgivenesses when you have Moldavite, and I might make a giant video about that in the future. So if you have Moldavite, start doing karmic forgivenesses right now. Start doing more purification and protection, energy channelings, or energy work, whatever you want to call it. So for some of you guys who are doing things for abundance, I would switch it to abundance for protection, because protection will be your abundance. Ooh. So in essence, Moldavite is something God sent for you guys to be on the right track, to move closer to him. So one way or another, you're going to get moved closer to God, especially with Moldavite. It's crazy. So most importantly, the best thing you can ever do is ask the Most High God for advice on how to use your Moldavite, how to use your Moldavite correctly. Ask, okay, God, can you please allow its energies to not be cruel to me? Can you allow its energies to put me on the right track? Can you slow down certain aspects about the Moldavite that will make things too chaotic and make things, because some people will just flat out feel like giving up when they have Moldavite. because it ungrounds you, and the green ray, green flame, that frequency is a lot. Because there's energies behind Moldavite, there's secrets behind Moldavite I'll talk about in future videos. Moldavite actually holds the green flame in it, and I'll talk about that because that's an angelic secret. That's an angelic secret that I'll teach one day when my angels allow me to. It holds the green flame. It holds a green fire in it spiritually. There's something that's inside Moldavite that is cuckoo. So like I said, ask the Most High God for guidance on using your Moldavite. All of you can expect your Moldavites to get more aggressive. Although, if you're on the right track, it'll get more aggressive with bringing you abundance. If you're far off the right track, it'll get more aggressive with giving you lessons until those lessons are nothing but super blessings. So, either way, Moldavite's working out for you. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!